Okay, welcome to another episode of Planetside 2 Tactics. There seems to be a heated fight going on down here, so this will be a two-way tactics show, I suppose. Sandstone Gulch Mining is attacking Havar Watchtower. Now, there's 48 enemy, well, 25 to 48 there, 25 to 48 AF, but also a hell of a lot of NC have turned up. Now, I'm assuming they're pouring in from that base, from Havar Tech, and the Watchtower. So, the TR would be good to get a wee defensive line going up here. As you see, there are a few in there harassing Havar Tech plant, which is a good idea, as we do have the south gate for it. So if you get, say, a squad, maybe even, all you need to go in there and start harassing the enemy, that'll start pulling them out. You know, there's a lot in there, and less enemies now here because they're pulling back to defend our tech plant. Now, if you can keep harassing them there, hopefully we can get overwhelming forces into the Havar Watchtower. As you see, they are trying, but they have set up pretty decent defences over there. And that's what the NC need to do. They need to set up a defensive barrier around both of their bases. I think they have they have aircraft knocking around, but I think they also have a few AA and anti-vehicle stuff on the tower as well. So if they get anti-aircraft and anti-vehicles on them pads there, they've got a pretty clear shot down here to do some good damage. Now, the Havar Tech plant seems to be where the majority of the fighting has moved to, which isn't a bad idea. That way you split the Havar Watchtower away from the rest of the fight. So if they get the Havar Tech plant, they can then push in from both sides on the Watchtower. And from the vehicle movement that's going that way and the troop numbers that are coming in from Havar on the map, that could be a good idea. So what I'm going to do is attempt to get into a good position to see the fight at Havar and see what is going to go down, if that is where the main fight is going to be. Very hard to figure out where is going to be good to go for this tactics show, because there is such fighting going on here between these two bases, and there are a lot of NC and TR hitting each other. At this point it's basically a stalemate up here. You know, there's heavy vehicles from both sides clashing here. And a good bit of combat going on over that way. Now, them two tanks concentrating on one tank is a good idea. That way you get the damage onto the tank obviously twice as quick. And you know, two of you can take out one tank pretty quickly. There's nobody down there repairing these vehicles, so they're getting taken out very, very quickly indeed. You see, they've got anti-vehicles set up on the hill. Now that tank, very, very bad idea going after the AV turret first. Your priority should be the heavy tanks. They're the ones that are going to do the most damage to you. You know, the AV turrets, yes, can be controlled, etc., but compared to an actual, you know, tank itself, don't do as much damage. He's got himself behind cover there and he's repairing his tank. Good idea. The Sunder that was crawling up there got destroyed. Now, as you see, they have very good anti-vehicle setup there, which is exactly what you need to do whenever you're gated into coming into a territory. The Havar tower flank's going up and down with damage there. It's only a matter of time before he gets destroyed. And there you go. Due to not taking out them heavy tanks. See, now them heavy vehicles have a good range of fire onto where the vehicles are deployed from. So that's quite a good tactic as well, you know. Deny your enemy forces the capability of getting a momentum going with vehicles before they even start. Okay. As you can see, the TR are pushing quite heavily on Sandstone Gulch. They're trying to encircle us. And take us down. They've got a good amount of armor coming out of there, probably snipers up in the towers. They're also drop podding in on the base down there. There's multiple NC at the front of the base there, and they are surrounding it quite nicely. See, again, they're making a mistake of hunkering down inside. They should be pushing out to take down the tongue-tied, the NC threat. We're losing this Havar South Gate, but that's not really of any consequence because that line goes that way. The TR, if they die here, a few of them could do with coming from INDAR Bay Point with heavy armour. We need vehicles here because there's nothing here at all. The NC should have a sundry here, possibly around this area, depending on what sort of defence they've got here. They are pushing quite heavily in this area. We've got multiple infantry up on the hills here, snipers, heavy assaults, raining fire down onto the base. As you see, the TR are being forced back. From the front of the building via very heavy vehicles that are over there. That was only inevitable, really, with the way they're circling us. Right. So, they're rolling very heavy. All this front section is secured very well. They've got multiple heavy vehicles up on this hill here. As you see, this guy's very clever. He's covering the bridge. If any vehicles are going to come to reinforce Sandstone Gulch, they're going to be coming from this direction up this road because it's all too steep and blanked off here. So the NC have got a vehicle, probably maybe more than one. They've probably got 2 to 3 tanks facing in this bridge direction to stop backup coming in. The TR are pushing out greatly now to continue to push and destroy whatever the guys are using to deploy their troops rapidly. There's got to be a sunder around here somewhere because there was a lot of NC in that building very, very quickly. Pouring down from a VAR watchtower, obviously. I'm going to respawn here and attempt to get into a position. Get an overview. But as you see, they're all on top of the hill there. Multiple tanks up that way covering. We do have TR on the top here attempting to take them down. Multiple TRs inside the building. You see very few troops out at the front of the base there. It's all vehicle based. You know, lay down that heavy fire to pin the TR in. It's working very well at the minute. As you see, there's the NC main battle tank. There you go. 2, 3, 4. Now we have an armoured column coming down from the base above that are going to cut off any reinforcements from this base. Very difficult to try and find somewhere to actually hide in a minute to show you on the map what's going on. But as you see over there, multiple forces coming in. As the Havor South garrison fell, the NC from there have made their way to assist in the attack of Sandstone Gulch. It's going to be very hard to get any footage of the place at the minute, but as you see, multiple tanks there are parking up and covering this bridge. Excellent tactics from the NC there, whilst all the heavy vehicles, tanks, the odd harasser, are covering the exit of this base. This is a really hard one to not defend as such, but a really hard one to break out of because you are surrounded by hills. You're always getting fired down on, and as anybody knows, being on high ground is the best advantage you can have in battle. The tanks are actually moving onto the bridge now to give it a better securing position for themselves. I'm assuming it's only going to be a matter of time before Sandstone goes down. There's a lot of troops in here. I'm going to see if I can get out and get see there are multiple NC units up there. Firing down on the base. Also from up there, multiple units firing down as well. If I bring up the map here, as you see, they've now got a Sundra backed right up against the base, and another one coming down to cover. Now if the driver stays in that Sundra, if that one gets C4 and exploded, then that one can deploy immediately. You know, the NC are just piling into this base now. They've got full 360 cover. The NC are all on these hills surrounding the base. They have multiple main battle tanks covering this bridge, so reinforcements cannot come from INDAR Bay, which from the look of the numbers of troops that are there is being attempted, but they're just getting forced back by the multiple layers of tanks. I'd say there's probably 6 or 7 NC tanks down there covering that bridge, plus you have backup here as well. As you can see, them all getting spotted now and again. You know, very well played from the NC there. They kept the pressure up, forced the TR to come back and defend Sandstone Gulch from attackers that were coming from the Havor Watchtower. the TR push on the tech plant was repelled, and again they were forced back onto this base. The NC just pushed and pushed and pushed until they had this area secured around the base, which is the best way to take this. Now as you see, there is a vehicle parked in our watchtower, which is a complete waste of time because there's no way he's going to do anything when this place gets taken. Now if the TR can start pushing troops out of these to come back down onto this camp, they could take it back. But that would have to be a very, very heavy push due to all the vehicles that are in this area. I'm assuming they're going to get taken out very quickly. As you see, there are multiple tanks here. I'm going to spawn an INDAR bay to see if I can see the defensive positions to put up on this bridge. That's the down one. Not paying attention again. As you can hear, there's multiple shots being fired. You can see the cover that's being given from the NC tanks there. There are a few getting through, but the NC also have air cover. Which is pounding down on any TR backup or quick reaction forces that are trying to get through there to help it. See multiple tanks there. You see the one at the far back there, he's got a good idea, he's staying back. Backing up the other vehicles. I'll say... Yep, only a minute to go. And Sandstone will be down and the big push will come towards INDAR Bay Point, which will be a lot harder for the NC to attack due to the bridge being the only real transition away to get there. If I was the NC, I would push the main force across this bridge, force the TR back, and then if, say, a half, even a small sized outfit, you know, maybe 1 to 2 squads worth, could come from the south gate and around, you know, setting up a Sundra maybe here, coming in and attacking from behind. They could do a two-pronged assault on INDAR Bay Point, which will be very, very good for the NC because the TR will get clamped in here. There's not a lot of room to manoeuvre. As you see, you know, we're having vehicles knock up against each other now. The bridge is getting overwhelmed. With TR and soon NC vehicles. There's going to be carnage on that bridge very, very shortly. As you see, the TR are getting set ready to defend. Anti-vehicle personnel are in position, ready to take on the heavy tanks that are going to be coming this way. See, multiple of the tanks are setting themselves up on the NC side to stop pounding this place very heavily with shells.
The enemy has heavy artillery area.
And the TR are setting up nicely. But again,
Hostile heavy.
Sandstone Gulch has been taken. Okay guys, I'm going to stop this video here. Hopefully we'll edit it together. It'll be a little longer than the 10 minutes something to take that. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like any videos you watch. Go to my Twitch channel to see live streams of gameplay footage, which will be me actually doing the fighting instead of doing the talking about it. Please visit Planetside Universe Brilliant website, run by Hammer. Loads of information about Planetside too. They're a great community, and the dev team, Matt, Trammell, Maggie, are always on there having a look around, you know, having a laugh with the guys, putting loads of information for us to comment on, and you know, to see what we think of certain things. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you again soon.